Good afternoon. I want to welcome you to the SSD Lunch and Learn. Um, we have a guest on today, but before we get started, I want to share with you our mission. The Family and Community Engagement mission is to partner with students, family, and staff for to support students' specialized academic, social, and emotional needs to promote self-determination, equitable opportunities, and authentic inclusion. I want to take a moment here to draw your attention to the webinar tips. The presentation is being recorded. The session is also being monitored live through YouTube. Use the comment section on YouTube to ask questions, and the moderator will share it with the presenter. Webinars cannot guarantee a confidential environment, so please do not share identifiable or specific information related to you and or your student. If you require additional assistance, please chat with the moderator on YouTube. Closed captioning is activated. A recording of this webinar will be available immediately after the presentation. And so at this time, I want to introduce you to our guest today. His name is J.R. Johnson, and he is with St. Louis ARC Next Program. Good morning, J.R.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I'm going to turn things over to you at this time.
All right.
All right.
There we go. Well, hello, everybody. So I am J.R. Johnson. I am the Assistant Director of Transition Services for the St. Louis ARC. And that is where we run programming for individuals 16 to 30. And why we are called Next is because we are looking at that next step in your life. And how we do this is we do this a couple different ways. We have a few different programs that we run that I'll go over. We work on goal-based programs to independent living skills. And then we also have a program that focuses on social skills and just being able to network with peers and other people. So what is Next? Like I said, Next provides that focus, impact supports for young adults. Where we talk about young adults, that's where we're talking about is that 16 to 30 years of age. And we do work with individuals that have developmental disabilities. And we really want to look at that future. We really look at looking at interpersonal skills, and self-management and focusing on just kind of taking that more ownership of your life and looking at what you want to accomplish when it comes to that next step in your life. If that is post-secondary education, employment, getting involved in the community, making friends or different connections or starting a new hobby, all of those things are the things that I and my team love to work on. So the programs that we focus in on is Launch, Next Ed. Our summer program that we run is Next Ed Challenge and Bounce Forward. So the first thing I'm going to start off is what is Launch. So what is Launch? So Launch is a program designed for young adults, 16 to 30, who are interested in taking that next step towards their future. Launch is really where we're looking at those interpersonal and self-management skills in order to create and achieve goals in areas of relationship development, continuing education, employment, independent living, or even just building self-confidence and self-motivation. So how do we launch? How does this work? So when Launch was first thought of, we were having focus groups. And in those focus groups, we were having parents of young adults, 16 to 30. We were having young adults come out. We were having support systems that support that age range. And what we were trying to figure out is really what was out there and what was needed, and what would people want to have and use. And we found that there was this gap of individuals who just wanted a little bit of support, a little bit of guidance, somebody that they could go to and, besides a family member or their natural supports, but be somebody outside of that circle that would kind of help nudge them, push them, and hold them accountable to work towards these goals. So we took that, and in that, we developed a program that was a month by month program. Um, and really, what it is it's divided up in group sessions and one on one coaching sessions. So each month, individuals get to attend up to 5 group sessions. These group sessions are base knowledge, information. It's a time for them to connect with their peers, uh, be able to build tools and resources in those areas that they can use, um, or even just practice those skills in those areas. Uh, right now, how it works is we have 90 different group topics that are in the launch library. I offer 13 a month, and individuals get to pick 5 of those 13 sessions. Some of the session topics can be anywhere. These are just some of the examples I have on my presentation. Seeing through the employer's eyes, into the kitchen, which is my favorite. Into the kitchen is where we kind of host like a cooking show, but you get to interact with it and ask questions and those kind of things. One of the favorite groups that into the kitchen that the participants really like is the microwave cooking edition, where we learn how to cook a homemade meal only using the microwave. So it's not like, hey, how do you cook a TV dinner? But we actually try to cook a meal from scratch only using the microwave. We do intro to budgeting, boundaries, are you accountable? And our new one is friendship maintenance. So those are the groups. It's going to be that base knowledge, like I said, a base understanding. It's really the starting point, right? We want to know that everybody's having that starting knowledge of those areas. But we didn't want to just that. So that's why we also include the 5 one-on-one coaching sessions with a transition advisor. This is where I really like to call my transition advisors your GPS units to your goals. So just like if you got in a car, you know where you want to go, you just don't know the best way to get there, or what ways you can go to get there, right? And your GPS unit gives you a couple different options of how to do that. Well, that's what your transition advisor is there for. They're there to look at what goals or things that you want to improve in, and they're going to help set up a plan of how to get there and give you options on how to work towards those areas. So in those one-on-one sessions, it's going to be a time to where we set goals looking towards the future. We're going to develop and practice and review some of those skills, manage and organize and develop communication skills, uh, create takeaways that work towards their goals, right? That would be considered like your homework, right? I don't like to use homework because a lot of young adults are, they kind of squirrel at me when they hear the word homework. So I call them takeaways. It's what you're getting out of the session, right? But that's going to be what you're going to work on in between your sessions to start working towards accomplishing. It's a time for self-reflection. We do complete monthly evaluations on our progress and what are the things that we're using and what are the things that we're proud of throughout that month that we accomplished. And then we really try to update families on the progress in launch, and we really try to hold the individual to this. When I first started launch, I was very naive and was like, oh, yeah, we're going to tell the young adults that they're responsible for this and they're going to go actually do it. Uh, Live and learn that didn't happen. And so now what we do is we actually have them do a reflection email that they need to send out to a family member of their choice or anybody in their support circle that they would like to send out to. And then they CC the coordinator of the program and their transition advisor. So everybody's in the loop of like, hey, how are things going in launch? What are the things you're working on? How can we support you or help you with this process of working towards your goals? So it's just their responsibility to help guide that circle of supports and keep everybody in the loop. And it gives them that ownership of the program and making sure that they're communicating with everybody they need to. So some of the unique features of launch, I kind of went over a little bit of these, but I'll reflect on it a little bit. Um, So some of it is it's completing those takeaways and having opportunities to uh, use resource navigation. Like I said, those emails to the parents, it's really trying to enhance that parent young adult communication, right? A lot of times you're getting that, how was your day? Oh, it was fine. Good. How's school going? Fine, good. We're really trying to enhance that where they're answering those open-ended questions with more details and providing more information so you know how the program and launch is going. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to write that out in advance so then there's a conversation already started, right? Um, Young adults develop individual session agendas. So this is where we're really trying to get them to take ownership of the program. So it's going to be their job to create the agenda for their meetings with their transition advisor. Hey, these are the things I need to go over. I'm going to go over my takeaway. I want to go over how my week went. These are the goals that I would like to look at and try to set up a plan for, but really having them try to take ownership of the meetings and their program. There's a lot of hands-on activities and skill development. Um, we do this in person and virtually, so they have an option to attend those group sessions in person, or they can attend them virtually. Uh, we love using the Charting the Life course tools. We do everything from using the life course trajectory to vision tools to goal measuring tools through the life course. It's just to keep them on track. Let's see what are those things that we can be using to motivate you to get to the things that you want, but then also looking at those things that you don't want to happen in life, and can we use that as a motivator, right? I work out because I don't want to be like, oh, look at me, super uh in shape, but I know heart disease runs in my family and I don't want to have the same issues that my grandfather or my parents have had. So I work out and I watch what I eat because I don't want those things to happen in my life, right? And so I'm using those to motivate me to, look at my health. Some of the other things that we do in launch are weekly bonus offerings. These can be from daily boosts to teach something, learn something. So the daily boost, this is just where we don't want it to all be work and, hey, let's work towards your goals, but we want to give you time to socialize and network and meet the other people in your groups to see if there are any connections, or maybe you might have some of the same things that you're working on, or maybe you have same interests so you can build relationships and connections. Those daily boosts, we provide opportunities for conversations. We play games, anywhere from Pictionary to charades to scavenger hunts or breakout rooms. Um, but really, we're just trying to give them that platform of a time for them to just hang out and learn and connect with their peers. Teach something, learn something is their opportunity to have that platform to teach somebody about what their favorite thing is. What are the things that interest them the most? I love ever since we did this teach something, learn something, uh, because I became really good at trivia because I've learned anywhere from things that I never even would have thought about, from the show Survivor to how they develop plans for planes taking off and preparation to trains to different sports, like who won Super Bowl 4 and who was the MVP, to playing pickleball. But it's their time to teach and share about their passions and their interests and their hobbies. Uh, so some of the things, those are some of the unique factors of launch, but who are the individuals? Who would be a good individual? And these are just some of the things that an individual would like to have to be able to come into launch. They don't have to have all of these, but they could have some of these, and they would be a good fit for launch. They have a goal of living independently someday. Not, it doesn't have to be now or a year from now, but it could be 5 years from now. But they do have that goal of wanting to be independent. They would like to build relationships and connections with peers or their community. They would like to continue their education. Uh, they need minimum support. They just want that little bit of guide, a little bit of nudge, a little bit of motivation to get into that next step. but they are motivated to achieve their goals, their personal goals. They would like to obtain a job in the community or maybe look at furthering their education or just want to be able to be more independent and be able to navigate their own resources. So this is one of my favorite slides, but it's just kind of some of the things that we have accomplished, or well, when I mean we, some of the young adults have accomplished in here. So some of those are accepting new job opportunities, if that's at Starbucks, Schnucks. We do have somebody who is a paraprofessional at special school district right now, working at a local daycare or getting a full-time job at Lowe's. Uh, we've had individuals serve as leadership roles and in social groups. The biggest one is the St. Louis ARC Self Advocates Group. I've actually had 3 participants actually take leadership roles within that group. Looking at post-secondary programs, if that is UMSL's Succeed programs, UMSL's Link program, Lindenwood University, or even looking at animal care. So that could be the Academy of Pet Careers, attending and going through that program. We've had individuals obtain their driver's permit. We've had individuals attain their driver's license, and I've had 2 individuals be able to, after they do that, they were actually able to purchase their own car. Moving out of their family's home, bettering their relationships with their family or friends, being more social, attending more social events, and then also just as simple as looking at their taking more ownership of their day-to-day schedule or building those boundaries and looking at boundaries are some of those. This artwork right here is actually some of the artwork that was designed by one of our individuals that are in our program and actually won an award for it. So our next program would be Next Ed. Next Ed is where launch is very focused on, hey, what are your goals? What are things that you want to enhance in? Let's look at this whole circle, right? We could go from independent living skills to employment to post-secondary education and relationships. Next Ed is our independent living program. This is where we're really focusing in on our independent skills. We actually partnered with WashU OT's OT program, and we did a research-based study and developed this curriculum off of the research that we got from WashU. I'm going to go into one of the neat factors about that a little bit later in my talk, but this is really looking at just giving individuals that opportunity to practice and talk and share and build tools and resources when it comes to the skills of being more independent and maybe having the goal of living independently. This is going to be broken up into 3 10-week long sessions for individuals, and we actually go over 9 pillars of independence. And I'll go over that. So some unique features of it, I've already started talking about it a little bit, but we actually developed this curriculum based on the 9 pillars of independence. I'm not going to read all these 9 pillars, but they are right here. And like I said, they are 3 10-week long sessions. And in those sessions, we cover 3 of the 9 pillars. These sessions, like I said, we had a research-based study with WashU OT and partnered with them with developing this curriculum. They actually presented this curriculum at the International Conference for OTs in spring of 2022, and that was located in Paris, France. It was a really cool opportunity. Some of the other factors on this one is that we look at a lot of different strategies to learn this. If this is going to be looking at different ways technology can help out, if that is video learning or even virtual reality, we have an ebook that individuals have access to and a digital portfolio. We also do hands-on activity and practice. So we are in person weeks 1, 5, and 10 right now. And in those weeks, we actually rent out an Airbnb that's right across from the St. Louis Zoo, so we can practice these skills in a home environment. So that curriculum that we took from Next Ed, we also brought that into a summer program. And in the summer program, again, this is going to be for individuals 18 to 30. So it is going to be those individuals getting ready that maybe heading out of high school, and they really want to focus more on taking more ownership of their life. And they want to practice those independent skills. They want to practice living on their own. And so we took those 9 pillars, we took our favorite activities from that Next Ed and brought it into the challenge, where it's a week-long program. In that week, we actually do an overnight stay at UMSL University. So we rent out dorm suites at UMSL, and we try to turn that into apartment style living. Individuals will be responsible for cooking their own breakfast, lunch, dinner, being able to create and develop their own morning and evening routines, be able to work with a roommate to figure out that style of living with helping with cleaning. We actually have Metro training come in, so we train how to use the Metro Link, and we actually practice Metro Link throughout the week. And then individuals also practice doing planning and prepping and outing for the end of the week. Last year, this is our photo last year of our group, and they planned a time to use the Metro Link to go down to Union Station where we had lunch and played mini golf, and they have a budget they have to work with that, and they have to figure out transportation and how they would navigate it. They would have to also see if there was any other special services or needs that they would need when they were out in the community, or if there was anything that they would have access to that could help them enjoy those times. If you're not ready to stay for the overnight, we do offer this also as a day. In August, we do it where we rent out that Airbnb that's right across from the St. Louis Zoo. We do the same curriculum, same develop. The only thing is they wouldn't practice that overnight away from their family members. So they would only stay with us from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. Some of the feedback we got back from Next Ed and Next Ed Challenge is really they really enjoyed watching the videos, when it comes to taking that chance of trying something new, getting to watch a video and see how things are going. Or if we're going to navigate the community, getting to watch a video of how we are showing the skills that you need to be able to be aware of your surroundings when you're navigating an area, or even watching the cooking session before going and cooking. Uh, Individuals said that the conversations have been very impacting our decision making and helping understand the importance of being independent and what they're looking forward to. So, looking forward to cooking at home and developing more skills, right? Um, some of our individuals have never cooked or used a stovetop before, so just getting that opportunity. And then also looking at just building that normal routines and taking more ownership of your routines. These pictures are actually one of our young adults like to do little memes or cartoon drawings of people. So this group actually decided to do their own memes, so that those are actually participants, that cartoon version of them. Uh, so it was fun. And like I said, we don't want it to just be like, hey, let's work on our goals and moving out, because a lot of this is trying to network and socialize. So we do have a program called Bounce Forward. Bounce Forward is for individuals 16 to 30, and these are just our monthly outings. We try to do one outing a month, if that's anywhere from going to the zoo, the science center, the city museum, or trying to see other festivals that are happening around that time that we can attend. Maybe we would do a movie night or a game night. But it's just an opportunity for peers to come together, network, socialize, connect, um, and really just build those relationships. This was one of my favorite events. We actually last October, I don't know if anybody knows about St. Charles Main Street Legends and Lanterns, but we actually went out and got to meet some of the characters. This is where their Halloween event where they have actors who dress up as some of the famous villains throughout the time, and we got to interact and meet with them. And it was a really good time. Bounce Forward, what's really neat is it's free to anybody who registers. They can attend these events. So I shared a whole bunch and a whole bunch of information. So I'll start with launch. So launch, if you are eligible for fundings, you're in that age range of 16 to 30. We do have funding. It's free for the program as long as you're eligible for our funding. Next Ed is mostly funded. There is a $200 program fee, but we do have financial assistance if you do need help with that $200 program fee. But it's for anybody 18 to 30. And right now we are finishing up our last session, so our next session would start at the beginning of the next school year. Um, Next Ed Challenge, our summer program, it is 100% private paid. For the overnight, it does have a program fee of $1,000. The day one has a program fee of $500. But we are connected with Rec Council. So, and they do offer vouchers, rec vouchers for that payment for a reimbursement payment. So they don't cover the whole thing, but they do cover quite a bit of it. And we can help you with that process if you are interested and you want to use Rec Council. So some of the best ways to get connected with us, I do have a link that you can copy and put in. You can email next@slark.org. Me or somebody from my team would be in response to you. Or you can take a picture of this beautiful QR code. There is a small questionnaire. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill out, but that would help us get pre-qualified, and then somebody would be reaching out to you to set up a phone screen. So this is the part where I have any questions or thoughts, comments.
Well, JR, you did such a wonderful job. You answered all the questions that were listed. Such an amazing program, and we thank you so much for spending your time with us on today. And so with that, I will share a little information about SSD and FACE. And so as you all may or may not know, wow, we are all over St. Louis County, and we're serving nearly 22,000 students and their families in over 275 schools. And so with that, that's a lot of people that St. Louis ARC has the opportunity to come in and lend support to with those rich resources, with the Next Ed program, launch program. And so if you know individuals that are 16 and 30 years old and want to sharpen their tools and get experience with relationship building and socialization, then it sounds to me like St. Louis ARC is the place to be. So thank you for your contributions to the community and all that you all do at St. Louis ARC. I want to draw your attention to the screen, and we have a couple of events coming up here with Special School District. May 7th, if you would be so kind as to join us for the Self-Care Isn't Selfish workshop. Yes, NAMI will be in the house. There's a QR code here on the screen, and you can take a moment. If you put your phone up, take a picture of the QR code. It'll take you right to where you can get information to get registered. We have hub huddles again. We got one more for this year, and that's going to be with Castle. Castle will join us over at the hub that is at North Technical High School in Florissant, Missouri. If you need any more information about that, feel free to reach out to us. here at FACE. And then we have one more virtual open house, and that is where you can get information about SSD. And it is a virtual meeting that's open to families and the community who want to get a little more information about who we are and what we do. And that will be during the day on June the 6th. Okay. All right. And so again, thank you for attending our webinar. For more information about FACE, you're welcome to go to our webpage. It's www.ssdmo.org/FACE. Send us an email, face@ssdmo.org, or you can give us a call at 314-989-8460. And I would ask you to please, please, please take a moment to give us your feedback. It gives us an information on what we need to improve on, what we've done well, and what would you like to see us do to make it even better in the future. All right, so thank you for your time. This concludes our webinar. You all have a wonderful day.